People are rarely demonic. Rather, a dark spirit grips them. You can't erase their pain. You can only move forward. When someone acts irrationally, lies, or is rude to you for no reason, it's because they see your radiant light, a brilliance they lack and fear. That light forces them to confront their own wounds. You carry greatness within, and this will stir enemies around you. Your spirit irritates their darkness, means your powerful positive energy unsettles their inner conflicts or negative forces. Why are the chosen ones often treated poorly before their breakthrough? Join us as we uncover 7 reasons in this video. It's not your fault. Your shine exposes their cracks. Ignore the haters. They fear change in your presence. Be cautious of new people. Discern who's a friend and who's a destroyer. If you're here, you're among wisdom seekers. Keep watching to dive deeper, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on personal growth. Reason 1. Embodying light in a dark world. Imagine a world cloaked in shadows, where negativity often overshadows the faint glimmers of hope. In such a realm, your very existence stands as a stark contrast, a radiant embodiment of light that pierces through the prevailing darkness. This is the first reason some may find your presence unsettling. You carry within you a rare and potent spiritual essence, an aura so vivid it naturally commands attention and distinguishes you from the crowd. It's as though a sacred spirit or divine thread weaves through your being, radiating kindness, wisdom, and an almost tangible positive energy that feels both uplifting and, to some, overwhelming. This vibrant force isn't merely a subtle glow. It's a powerful beacon that can stir discomfort in those unaccustomed to its intensity. Your gift goes beyond surface impressions. You possess an extraordinary ability to peer into the depths of others, seeing their true selves on a soulful, almost transcendent level. While the world often celebrates fleeting accomplishments or material gains, your identity is rooted in something far more profound, a spiritual core that shines with an unrelenting brilliance. This light isn't just a personal trait, it's a spotlight that illuminates everything around you, casting clarity on both beauty and hidden flaws. It's a reflection of your deep, intimate connection to a higher power, a divine source that sets you apart as a unique presence in a sea of conformity. From a young age, you've likely sensed this distinction. Perhaps you felt like a wanderer, slightly out of step with the rhythms of a world that often prioritizes the mundane over the meaningful. This feeling of being an outsider isn't a flaw. It's a testament to your alignment with something greater, a celestial compass guiding you through life. You are, in essence, a child of the divine, entrusted with a light that not only brightens your path, but also serves as a lifeline through the pervasive gloom that envelops humanity. This duality, being both blessed and burdened by such radiance, defines your journey. At times you might veer toward choices that clash with your true nature, drawn by the pull of a world that revels in shadows. Yet, within you burns a divine spark, a quiet but insistent force that nudges you back toward your purpose, to stand as a lighthouse amid the storm. Consider the places where this contrast becomes most evident. Spaces like bars or clubs, where the air hums with superficiality and unchecked desires. In these environments, your luminous essence doesn't just stand out, it acts as a mirror, reflecting the dimness of shallow pursuits and exposing the insecurities others bury beneath bravado. Your presence doesn't seek to judge, yet it inadvertently reveals what many prefer to keep hidden. This can provoke unease, even resentment, as your light lays bare the shadows they've yet to confront. It's not that you intend to unsettle. Rather, your authenticity and vibrancy naturally challenge the masks people wear to shield their vulnerabilities. This phenomenon extends beyond mere interaction. It's a form of spiritual recognition. People may not fully grasp why they react to you as they do, but they feel it. An energy that's both profound and disruptive to the parts of themselves they've tucked away. Your light doesn't just illuminate your surroundings, it stirs the unseen, prompting a visceral response from those who encounter it. You don't fit neatly into the world's mold, not because you reject it, but because your role transcends it. You are an observer, a sentinel called to plant your light firmly within the encroaching darkness, a task that requires both courage and resilience. This calling, while noble, invites complexity. Your radiance can inspire awe in some, yet it can also ignite discomfort in others who feel dwarfed by its clarity. In a society that often clings to the familiar comfort of shadows, your brightness becomes a challenge, an invitation to rise that not everyone is ready to accept. It's a dynamic that underscores your purpose, to exist as a living testament to the divine, a guidepost for those willing to seek the light, and a quiet disruptor to those who fear its reach. Your journey, then, is not just about carrying this light, but about understanding its impact, how it shapes you, how it shapes others, and how it carves a path through a world that both needs and resists it. Reason 2. Remarkable presence. Another compelling reason why the chosen ones often face resentment lies in the extraordinary presence they exude, a quality that sets them apart in any setting. This remarkable presence, whether it manifests as an aura of tranquility, a quiet yet unshakable confidence, or an indefinable energy that seems to brighten the spaces they inhabit, captures attention effortlessly. Spiritually speaking, this radiant quality is understood as a reflection of their deep alignment with the divine, a visible expression of an inner light that resides within all but shines forth vividly in only a few. It's a glow that doesn't merely distinguish them. It acts as a beacon, subtly influencing their surroundings and leaving an indelible mark on those who encounter them. This transcendent essence, however, is a double-edged sword. While it can inspire awe and reverence in some, it often stirs unease or bitterness in others, particularly those grappling with their own insecurities or spiritual disorientation. For individuals lost in their personal struggles, perhaps wrestling with self-doubt, shame, or a sense of disconnection, this luminous presence can feel like an unwelcome spotlight, illuminating the shadows they'd rather keep hidden. Rather than serving as a source of inspiration that motivates them to pursue their own path toward enlightenment, it becomes a mirror reflecting their perceived shortcomings. The chosen ones, simply by existing as they are, unintentionally highlight what others lack or fear to confront within themselves. This dynamic sets the stage for a complex emotional response. Envy festers where admiration might have blossomed, and resentment takes root as a defense against the discomfort of self-reflection. Instead of embracing the opportunity to grow or draw strength from the light the chosen ones embody, some lash out, projecting their frustrations onto these radiant figures. Hatred, in this context, becomes a shield, a way to deflect the pain of their own unresolved wounds, rather than a reasoned reaction to anything the chosen ones have done. The brilliance of this presence, then, is both a gift and a burden. It elevates the chosen ones above the ordinary, yet it also makes them targets for the unhealed anguish of others, amplifying the tension between light and shadow in human interactions. Reason 3. Resilience and determination. Resilience and an unwavering determination mark the third reason why the chosen ones often face mistreatment, a trait that shines brightly in those who have progressed far along their spiritual paths. As Dolores Cannon has emphasized, individuals with deeply spiritual qualities frequently exhibit an extraordinary capacity to endure and grow through life's trials. These are not passive souls. Rather, they actively choose to confront significant adversity, challenges that test the very core of their strength and faith. From these struggles, they emerge not broken, but fortified, carrying with them a renewed sense of wisdom and an unshakable inner power. This transformative process is not merely a reaction to hardship, but a deliberate commitment to their spiritual evolution, a journey that demands they remain authentic to their higher calling, even when the road is steep and fraught with obstacles. This steadfast resolve, however, can unsettle those around them. For individuals who cling to the comfort of complacency or the illusion of security, the Chosen One's courage becomes a quiet yet piercing threat. Their ability to push forward, to transform pain into lessons, and to rise above misunderstandings stands in stark contrast to those who shy away from such trials, preferring the safety of the familiar over the uncertainty of growth. This contrast often stirs envy, as the Chosen One's persistence highlights what others might lack: the boldness to face their own fears, or the willingness to step into the unknown. It's not just their endurance that provokes unease. It's the way they embody faith and resilience as living principles, turning setbacks into stepping stones while others remain mired in stagnation. Moreover, this resilience carries a deeper spiritual weight. The Chosen Ones don't simply survive adversity. They alchemize it, drawing from it a profound understanding that radiates outward. This process can amplify the discomfort of those who witness it, as it forces a confrontation with their own unresolved struggles. Seeing someone embrace challenges with grace and determination can feel like a mirror held up to one's own reluctance to change or grow. The light of their perseverance casts shadows on the insecurities of others, shadows they may not be ready to face. As a result, negative reactions bubble up, resentment born of envy, frustration rooted in self-doubt, or even hostility sparked by the reminder of what could be if only they, too, chose to rise. The Chosen One's journey, though inspiring to some, becomes a silent rebuke to those who feel diminished by their own inaction, making their strength both a beacon and a source of tension in a world that often resists transformation. Reason 4. Mirroring inner conflicts. Imagine a mirror held up not by intention, but by the simple act of being. A mirror that reflects not just appearances, but the hidden corners of the soul. This is the essence of the fourth factor. The way Chosen Ones, often without realizing it, reveal the inner conflicts of those around them. By walking their paths with authenticity and staying true to their spiritual callings, they cast a light that unintentionally exposes the insecurities, doubts, and unresolved struggles of others. This isn't a deliberate act of judgment or confrontation. Rather, it's a natural byproduct of their existence, an existence rooted in a deep alignment with truth and purpose. In a spiritual sense, every individual harbors an inner light, capable of piercing through personal shadows. But for the Chosen Ones, this light extends outward, illuminating not only their own depths, but also the concealed frailties of those nearby. For some, this illumination stirs discomfort, even fear, as it forces them to confront dilemmas they've buried or truths they're unprepared to acknowledge. The result? Resentment festers, and sometimes hatred emerges, not because of any wrongdoing by the Chosen Ones, but because it's far easier to lash out at the mirror than to gaze into it and face what's reflected. This dynamic grows more complex when we consider the integrity and dedication the Chosen Ones bring to their personal and spiritual growth. They pursue self-awareness and higher understanding with a resolve that can feel daunting to those who drift through life on a more surface level, avoiding the hard work of introspection. Picture someone content to skim the shallows of existence, suddenly confronted by another who dives fearlessly into the depths. It's a stark contrast that can breed unease. This difference in awareness doesn't just create a gap. It can feel like a chasm, one that amplifies feelings of inadequacy or inferiority in those who sense they're being outpaced on an invisible journey. The Chosen Ones don't need to speak a word of criticism. Their mere presence, steady, grounded, and purposeful, can make others feel judged, diminished, or exposed, even if no judgment was intended. It's as if their light casts a shadow not of their own making, but one that outlines the contours of someone else's unexamined life. Yet there's more to this than mere discomfort or envy. The Chosen Ones become unwitting catalysts, stirring emotional currents that ripple beyond the individual. Their presence can unsettle entire environments, subtly shifting the atmosphere wherever they go. Think of a room dimmed by routine and complacency. When someone enters radiating clarity and conviction, it's not just the air that changes. It's the unspoken tensions that rise to the surface. For those wrestling with their own inner truths, this shift can feel like a spotlight they didn't ask for, highlighting cracks they've worked hard to ignore. The chosen ones, in their quiet strength, don't just reflect personal struggles. They amplify them, turning a private battle into a public echo. This makes them targets of misunderstanding, rejection, or even scorn, not because they seek to provoke, but because their way of being challenges others to look within, a task many resist with all their might. This mirroring effect also ties into a broader spiritual interplay, the dance between light and shadow that defines human growth. The chosen ones, by embodying their light so fully, don't just reveal flaws. They offer an unspoken invitation to heal, to grow, to step into something greater. But not everyone is ready to accept that invitation. Some cling to their shadows, preferring the familiarity of their struggles to the uncertainty of transformation. In this resistance lies the root of their hostility. The chosen ones, simply by existing as they are, become symbols of what could be, a potential that feels unattainable or threatening to those who aren't yet willing to bridge the gap. Thus, this fourth factor isn't just about conflict. It's about the profound, often painful role the chosen ones play as agents of awakening, stirring the pot of human consciousness whether they intend to or not. Their journey, though personal, reverberates outward, touching lives in ways that can heal or wound, depending on how the light is received. Reason 5. Compassion and authenticity. Imagine a presence so genuine and compassionate that it effortlessly draws people in, yet at the same time stirs unease in others. This is the paradox of the fifth reason behind the mistreatment of the chosen ones, their compassion and authenticity. These traits flow naturally from those who are deeply attuned to their spiritual calling, individuals who live with an openness and honesty that strips away all pretense. In a world where masks and facades often dominate, their unfiltered way of being stands out as a beacon of truth, something many would admire under ideal circumstances. Drawing from Dolores Cannon's insights on soul evolution, this purity isn't a fleeting quality. It's the fruit of countless lifetimes spent refining the spirit, resulting in a presence that feels both magnetic and undeniable. Yet this very authenticity can cast a shadow on those around them. For people wrestling with their own lack of genuineness, those who hide behind carefully crafted personas, the chosen one's transparency becomes a mirror they'd rather not face. It's not just that their sincerity highlights what others lack. It's that it forces an uncomfortable reckoning, a moment of introspection that some resist with denial or even hostility. This dynamic turns admiration into resentment, as the light of the chosen ones exposes vulnerabilities others prefer to bury. Their friendliness, far from being a simple virtue, can feel like an unspoken challenge to those who struggle to be real with themselves or others. In a deeper spiritual sense, this compassion and authenticity stem from a profound connection to their higher selves. The chosen ones don't just live for themselves. They embody a willingness to meet others with empathy and without judgment. This innate ability to feel and understand the joys and sorrows of those around them sets them apart. It's a gift that allows them to forge soul-level connections, offering comfort and insight to those who are open to it. But for those who haven't yet found peace with their own flaws or reached a similar level of spiritual awareness, this empathy can feel like a spotlight on their shortcomings. Instead of inspiration, it breeds discomfort, a constant nagging reminder of what they perceive as their own inadequacies. This tension only grows when you consider the broader implications of their presence. The chosen one's compassion and authenticity don't just illuminate personal struggles. They shine a light on the collective darkness of a world often steeped in superficiality. Their way of being challenges societal norms that prize conformity over depth, subtly urging others to question the masks they wear. While this can inspire growth in some, it provokes resistance in others who cling to the safety of the familiar. The result? A mix of awe and animosity, where their light becomes both a blessing and a burden. Adding to this complexity is the perception that the chosen ones are marked for something greater. Whether through intuition or spiritual belief, people sense they carry a divinely guided purpose, a mission that sets them apart. This chosen status can be a source of inner strength, fueling their resolve to live authentically despite the odds. Yet, it also paints a target on their backs. Spiritual traditions across cultures suggest that those destined to play pivotal roles in humanity's awakening face trials proportional to their calling. These trials aren't just external hardships. They include the emotional projections of others, envy, hatred, or the wish to see them stumble. For some, the chosen one's very existence feels like a critique of their own choices, a threat to the status quo they've accepted. In environments that celebrate mediocrity or reward fitting in, this dynamic intensifies. Here, their exceptionality isn't just noticed, it's distrusted. The chosen ones become convenient outlets for others' frustrations, fears, and unresolved dissatisfactions, emotions that have little to do with them and everything to do with the projector's inner turmoil. Their compassion might invite a kind word from one person, only to spark jealousy in another. Their authenticity might uplift a room, yet silently enrage someone who feels diminished by comparison. Thus, they bear a dual burden: the weight of their own spiritual journey and the discomfort they unwittingly stir in others. Far from being mere individuals, they stand as beacons, radiating light that both attracts and repels, illuminating the path forward while drawing out the darkness that resists it. Reason 6. Implicit prejudice from past lives. One subtle yet profound influence shaping how others perceive and react to the chosen ones lies in the echoes of past lives, where implicit prejudice and misunderstanding take root in memories and experiences that span beyond the present. Dolores Cannon, a prominent voice in spiritual exploration, teaches that our souls are not blank slates. They carry the weight of traumas, lessons, and interactions from previous incarnations, subtly coloring how we engage with the world in each new life. For the chosen ones, those marked by a distinctive spiritual purpose, this means they may encounter resistance or hostility that defies explanation in the here and now, arising instead from unconscious resonances tied to others' past life encounters with them. These deep-seated impressions can spark negative reactions that transcend current circumstances, weaving a complex tapestry of conflict that stretches across time and space. Consider, for instance, a scenario where an individual in a past life clashed with someone who now stands as a chosen one. That ancient friction, buried in the soul's memory, might resurface as an instinctive distrust or resentment, even if the chosen one's present actions are beyond reproach. This isn't merely a matter of personal grudges carried forward. It's amplified by a broader web of implicit biases, shaped over lifetimes through cultural norms, societal expectations, and spiritual conditioning. These layers of influence create a predisposition to misjudge or fear the chosen ones, not for who they are today, but for what they unknowingly represent in the vast continuum of existence. Cannon's insights further reveal that these individuals often bear a mission to disrupt stagnant patterns and usher in transformative paradigms, a calling that naturally positions them as challengers to the status quo. This role, while vital for spiritual evolution, can make them appear threatening to those who cling to familiar conventions, deepening the rift born of misunderstanding. Beyond the personal, this dynamic hints at a cosmic interplay of energies and purposes. The chosen ones, by their very alignment with a higher calling, stir the waters of complacency, forcing others to confront shadows they may not be ready to face. The prejudice they encounter isn't just a reaction to past life echoes, it's a reflection of humanity's broader struggle with change and the unknown. Their presence, radiant and unyielding, can unsettle those who sense, however dimly, that the chosen ones embody a shift they're unprepared to embrace. Thus, the adversity they face is not a simple byproduct of individual failings, but a profound collision of soul histories and spiritual destinies. This intricate dance of memory, bias, and purpose underscores why the chosen ones often become targets of enigmatic hostility. Reactions that defy the limits of time, individuality, and ordinary understanding, rooted instead in the eternal journey of the soul. Reason 7. Contrast between light and dark. The interplay between light and shadow forms the bedrock of spiritual evolution, a dynamic that reveals itself most vividly through the lives of the chosen ones. These individuals, steadfastly aligned with the radiant side of existence, cast an illuminating glow that exposes the pervasive darkness around them. This exposure often stirs resistance, even outright hostility, from those who remain unready or unwilling to step into the light. Far from being a mere byproduct of their presence, this tension underscores their profound spiritual purpose: to act as catalysts for both personal and collective transformation. Their role emerges as a living testament to the intricate dance between light and dark, a fundamental mechanism driving the soul's journey toward growth. For those marked as chosen, their light does more than reflect their own virtues. It serves as a beacon, piercing through the gloom of their surroundings and the hidden corners of others' hearts. This luminescence is not passive. It actively challenges the entrenched patterns of darkness, whether rooted in fear, ignorance, or a stubborn clinging to outdated ways of being. Such a challenge often provokes a visceral response, an instinctive recoil that manifests as rejection or antagonism from those unsettled by the brightness they encounter. Yet, this very confrontation is what fuels the potential for spiritual awakening. The chosen ones, by simply existing as they are, invite others to confront the shadows they've long ignored, offering a silent but powerful call to reflection and change. This dynamic, however, is not without its trials. The negativity directed at the chosen ones tests their resilience, forging their inner strength through the crucible of opposition. Each instance of resistance becomes an opportunity, not just for their own fortification, but for planting seeds of transformation in those around them. Their presence alone can unsettle complacency, prompting others to question their choices, beliefs, and the dimness they've accepted as normal. This process is rarely comfortable. It demands courage from all involved. For the chosen, it requires enduring misunderstanding and malice with grace, while for others, it means facing the discomfort of self-examination. Yet, it is precisely this unease that paves the way for transcendence, lifting individuals beyond the confines of old limitations toward a higher alignment with spiritual truth. Beyond their immediate impact, the chosen ones embody a broader mission tied to the advancement of collective consciousness. Their light does not merely illuminate personal struggles, it ripples outward, subtly shifting the energy of entire communities. In a world often shrouded in apathy or despair, their unwavering commitment to radiance stands as a quiet rebellion against the status quo. They become living examples of what is possible when one embraces the divine spark within, inspiring others to seek the same, even if that inspiration first arrives disguised as envy or resentment. This dual role, as both provocateurs and guides, positions them at the heart of humanity's spiritual evolution, bridging the gap between the individual soul and the greater whole. The essence of their work lies in this paradox. The very resistance they face amplifies their purpose. Each act of hatred or dismissal they endure reinforces their strength, while simultaneously offering others a mirror to their own unhealed wounds. This interplay between light and dark is not a battle to be won, but a dialogue to be engaged, a sacred exchange that fosters growth on both sides. For the chosen ones, the burden of this role is matched by its beauty. They are not only shaped by the light they carry, but become shapers of a world inching toward enlightenment. Thus, their significance extends far beyond personal triumph. They are vital threads in the tapestry of collective awakening, weaving light into a fabric long dominated by shadow. Through their steadfast presence, they affirm that even in the face of opposition, the pursuit of spiritual elevation remains an endeavor of immeasurable worth, for themselves and for all they touch. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. If you're still here, listening and reflecting, then you are already part of the circle of wisdom seekers, brave souls who relentlessly reach for the light, despite the darkness surrounding them. Your presence is a testament to the strength within, a flame that cannot be extinguished by slander or envy. Don't let those who fail to grasp your greater purpose shake your faith. They are but fleeting breezes, while you are a steadfast mountain, radiant under the sun. Life is a rigorous test, but it's also an opportunity for you to shine. Be cautious of those who newly enter your world. Not everyone comes with good intentions. Some are sent to lift you up, while others seek only to drag you down. Discernment is key, and your intuition will be your compass. You cannot heal the pain of others, but you can safeguard your own light and keep moving forward, becoming a beacon for those ready to embrace change. Thank you for joining us today. If this message has touched your heart, if you feel the fire within burning brighter, join us on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button to our channel for more profound content on self-awareness, inner strength, and the path to becoming your best self. Share this story with those who need it most. And together, let's illuminate the world, one small light at a time. Are you ready to take the next step? The journey has only just begun.